All right, what is going on? Before we get into this episode's Road to Part 216, the nature at which we recorded this episode, we did get a little things, not technically wrong at the time of recording, but wrong after that we got confirmation of some certain things. So number one is that Sony came out and officially said, Sony and PlayStation said that they will not be showing anything publicly new at Madrid Games Week, right? But then Naughty Dog came back and announced that they will be at State of Play, showing off some stuff at this week's State of Play. So make sure to go keep it locked on the channel. We'll be streaming on Tuesday when State of Play goes down. You'll be able to watch State of Play with the crew as well as, of course, react with me. And so definitely do that on Tuesday. Keep it locked here on the channel. So just to let you all know, we do talk about the prospect of them showing something at Madrid Games and the prospect of showing them, at State of Play. Now we all know that State of Play, there will be Last of Us 2 news as well as there will be nothing at Madrid Games Week publicly. So on to the episode. What is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD123 back again with another episode of Road to Part 2, the weekly, not news series, podcast where we go over anything Last of Us and Last of Us Part 2 involving news, lore, any other topics that we have here on the table. And with me, my luxurious co-host, the Starks. Starks, how you doing today?
I'm well. We have a lot of stuff to talk about today.
We do.
I'm excited.
And the nature of this podcast is quite interesting because it's recorded 6 days prior to going live now, due to us, having school and the likes and stuff like that. So we will be talking some details about the media event happening for Last of Us. But before we get into that, how you doing, Starks? How you doing? How's life?
Good. I just dealing with some stuff at home and school and you know how that goes. Yeah.
I feel that.
How about you?
Yeah, I've been good. I'm out here playing these games, notably Borderlands 3 and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on my Switch. You know what I'm saying? So I
never did a Switch.
Oh yeah,
you do. Yeah, because you played Stranger Things, right? Yeah.
I love the Switch. I love it. It is a great console. I know this is PlayStation source, but Switch source coming soon. I tell you. No. I mean the last few nights, I've been just grinding out Borderlands 3, loving it as I expected to, and then I kind of get a little bit tired, as one does. The eyes start weaving in and out. And I'll just go to my bed and turn on my Pro controller, play a little Switch on my TV in my room for a little bit. Then I'll just go to bed. It's been a nice 1-2 punch for the nights. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then every once in a while I'll see that Last of Us Remastered dash on my PS4. Why I almost said the cross media bar. That's what messed me up. I almost said the cross media bar, but the PS4 main menu. And I always want to play it, but the times I want to play it, I know there's just going to be sweats there at night. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't. Yeah, it's like I don't want to have that bad of a time.
It's my go-to multiplayer right now.
Oh,
I've been
absolutely.
playing The Last of Us and Uncharted 4. I have season 3 of The Walking Dead downloaded, but I don't want to touch it just yet. But I'm gonna have to, because I'm telling you, if The Last of Us comes out anytime soon, I'm not playing The Walking Dead. I'm just playing The Last of Us Part 2. I know it's not gonna come out anytime soon, but
I mean, there might be a beta that we'll talk about later in this episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There might be that as a nice little segue, but going into it,
we're playing Modern Warfare though, right, Beta?
Oh, absolutely. Yup.
Okay.
We are.
You and I gotta get some matches.
Yeah, we must have doing that tonight. I'll be home pretty early. I'll be home at 4.
Yeah, just message me then.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you have it downloaded?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, dope. Okay, cool. All right, then.
Yeah.
Completely.
It took a long time, dude. 35 gigabytes,
dude. That wasn't even that bad. The alpha was 35 gigs. I don't know why the alpha was that big.
Really?
I'm sure the alpha had some of the code from the beta, and it was just like a shipped version of it. Yeah. But
Sure.
they said it wasn't, and I'm like, you have to be lying, because there's no way a 2v2 alpha that just has one mode and small maps is 35. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. But Call of Duty podcast was good. No, we back here. Let's talk about this. Okay, so my boy Starks, right? As you know, a few weeks ago, we got the official, or was it last week? It feels like so long ago. We got the official confirmation
a while ago
that at the end of September, September 24th, we will be getting the Last of Us 2's media event. Now, interesting enough, more things just build upon here. They also literally just announced 20 minutes before this recording, they announced a state of play for that day as well, which is quite interesting. It is quite interesting. Now, does that build upon the notion that there could be a break off Last of Us trailer shown at this state of play event? I don't know. I don't know.
It's very interesting. Did you want to read this first article first and then get into our thoughts?
Or? Yeah. So
I guess I'll read it, or...
So essentially, boys, what we're doing here on the podcast is that there have been 3 articles by, of course, Push Square, shout out to you, that I've conjured up that all delve within the notion of showing Last of Us and the possibility of a beta coming out from multiplayer. So we're going to start off here with one that kind of details the media event and goes into bigger detail on what the actual logistics of the event will be. So and again, all of these are linked below if you're watching the video version on YouTube, and of course you can check that out if you deem necessary. Now, if you'd like to take the first reading, you may.
Absolutely. So the article says the headlight, or the headlight is, or the title, pardon me. The Last of Us 2's media event later this month is going to be a bigger deal than we thought. Now, it states that in case you didn't already know, there's going to be a behind closed doors media event for The Last of Us Part 2 later this month on the 24th of September, which, like we just established, is the same day in which State of Play is going to be happening. Until now, all we know was that select members of the press would be seeing the game in action, but the whole thing actually sounds like a much bigger deal than we were anticipating. According to Kevin.
According to reliable industry leader.
Sorry. I don't mind reading it, but I hear an echo.
You do hear an echo
from my side. Sorry, is that translating on your end?
No, it's not translating on my end, but is it better like this?
Okay, so it's just me. No, sorry, it kind of threw me off. I don't mind reading it. No, don't worry, I'll read it. Okay, no worries. According to reliable industry insider ZHugeEX, attendees will get to play The Last of Us Part 2 for 3 whole hours at the event. That's a huge chunk of time for a playable demo, and all but guarantees that upcoming previews will be stuffed with fresh information. What's more, this kind of in-depth look at the game suggests that Naughty Dog is ready to go all in on an important announcement. Could a release date be coming our way? At this point, we wouldn't bet against it. All that said, we could well be looking to, at a multiplayer announcement as well. 3 hours of multiplayer action does seem more feasible than 3 hours of single player content, and it ties in with speculation regarding an incoming multiplayer beta. We're just gonna have to wait and see. In any case, it's looking like Sony is going to end September with a bang, especially since rumors say that the company has another currently unknown event happening before the month is out, which obviously we now know is a new State of Play episode happening the exact same day as the media event.
Yep.
So in terms of thoughts and stuff, like, I definitely think that the media event is going to allow people who go to actually play the game. Meanwhile, some of the footage and information from that will be transported to the State of Play episode.
I mean, there's a lot I kind of want to unpack here, right? Number one, a big shout out to ZHugeX, who is also the gentleman that broke the news that there will be another event around that same time at the end of September. Specifically, now we know September 24th, that is separate from this Last of Us event. Now, I just find it all interesting that they're gonna have this 3-hour block, and as far as I'm aware, this event is not being live streamed, as far as I'm aware. Like it is just going to be to a similar ilk of when publishers and developers invite people from PR and people from different news outlets to come and play their game early. But this just seems a bit more public. And I guess my main question here is, why is this so public then? You know what I'm saying? Because all the time we have these quiet hush-hush events that happen where people go and play a specific game, and then when the embargo lifts, they talk about that game and they say, yeah, you know what I'm saying, that is what it is. That's what it was. You know, that's why I went and I couldn't tell y'all what was happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I guess like that's my question is that, like, why is this event so public? Like why did they announce this event as if it is going to be live streamed and it is going to be something substantial? And maybe that is, and like maybe my thought is that, all right, maybe they announced it publicly, number one, to shut us up, because we have all been dying for Last of Us Part 2 anything for over a year at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So maybe it's like, hey guys, there is shit that is being shown. All right, relax, put down the pitchforks, you know what I'm saying? Number one. Or maybe it's because they want to bolster, like, all right, Last of Us is being talked about today, and they weren't prepared to announce the state of play. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
Interesting.
But
Very
that
interesting.
that is a good point, that attendees will be able to get to play 3 hours of three hours
Now,
of the game.
I also, another insider, I guess, unless it was the same person, I think it might have been the same person. He also mentioned how 3 hours doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to play the game for 3 hours. It just means that within the 3 hours, at some point they might be able to play the game, or just within that 3 hours, they're just going to show us information. Like, if you think about it, 3 hours is a whole damn college lecture, right? Like that's
literally.
that's insane.
Trust me, I know. Literally, it's a whole lecture.
Yeah. So it has me wondering what exactly is going to be shown. First off, I think it's going to be very formatted, very systematic, and scheduled based, such as we come in, we introduce everyone, Q&A, quick Q&A. Then we're going to show a trailer, or maybe they do a trailer first and then a Q&A. Then they're going to talk about some of the features, details, actors involved, some of the themes regarding the game. Then they might dive into multiplayer just a tiny bit, and then maybe there's a playable demo. But like, can you get all that done within 3 hours or just under? Like that, like that seems a little. That doesn't. What I just said doesn't seem like too much, but I mean, who knows? The time might extend, right?
I don't know, because I don't know. Because Z-Huge specifically says that attendees will be able to play The Last of Us Part 2 for 3 whole hours. Like that is a definitive statement. Like, they'll be playing something. And I do not believe that Naughty Dog would give these news outlets and ruin their experience in a way, or even just have that information.
I see what you're saying. So I think you're right then.
Yeah, like
I think they're gonna go in and they're gonna actually be able to play the game, and then I guess this gives them enough time to like prepare and whatnot, in terms of videos. But they're for state of play, they're gonna show separate stuff, but it's not gonna be maybe gameplay, but it won't be obviously playable to anybody, because how are you gonna get access to it? So yeah, I see what you're saying.
No, no. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. Hello.
Well, I was gonna say, well, then in that aspect, I think that's a little bit more. That makes more sense.
I guess my main question here is, like, I don't think that they would give 3 hours of single play away. Like, there has to be some major shit that goes down in 3 hours of a game.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's to be given. Like so that's why I'm more inclined to believe that, and I didn't even think about this until you read it. I was like, man, like, that actually makes a lot of sense of it being multiplayer stuff, or at least a big portion of it. I assume maybe they might have a 10-minute, or 15-minute or 20-minute demo, of something, that happens. Maybe they play through the 2018 thing, even though the 2018 gameplay was kind of cut from 2 different timelines, clearly. Mm-hmm. So maybe they play in one of those segments. Like, maybe they play in the gameplay segment of the 2018 showing, maybe. But I don't think they're gonna be 3 hours of just single player. Like, there's no way. There's no way. Like that would spoil so much shit. There's no way.
Right, yeah.
So definitely seeing it being a factions thing and having new announcements about new modes and stuff like that. Maybe that's what this is going on. Perhaps that makes sense.
Interesting.
Definitely does make sense. But going on to our next one here. Does it make more sense to? Wow, Kevin. Does it make more sense to touch the multiplayer stuff with the beta or the Madrid Games stuff?
I think we should. All right, let's just cover multiplayer then.
You know what? You're right. We're gonna switch the rules here a little bit.
Yeah.
PlayStation fans reckon a multiplayer beta for Last of Us Part 2 is on its way. Next week is set to. Oh, this is of course courtesy of Push Square. Please shout out to Push Square. Links in the description. Next week is set to be a big 7-day stretch for Last of Us Part 2, with a media event confirmed for the 24th September and rumblings of even further Sony-centric live streams, causing us, which is of course the state of play, causing us to go into hype overload for Naughty Dog's next big thing. There is probably a state of play incoming, and fans have started connecting the dots and believe that a multiplayer beta is on its way. Joel and Ellie's next brutal excursion. You know what I just realized? This is posting after all this happens.
Yes, dude. I was thinking that too in my head. I'm like, wait a second. This is all posted before the event. I was literally about to message you.
This is quite interesting. This is quite interesting. I mean, do we just keep it rolling? I mean, do we just keep it going? I don't know.
Maybe we can upload it before, like maybe Tuesday. I don't know. Not Tuesday, but maybe Sunday. Like, it's up to you, man.
You know what?
I really don't know.
This might go up early. This might go up early, and then we'll do like something else next week. We'll figure it out, boys. We'll figure it out. We will. All right, we will figure this out. If you're watching this early, what's good? Shout out. This usually goes up on Thursdays, but because of the same this.
Sorry, we record on Thursdays, but we upload this on Wednesday. But
yeah.
The September event on the Tuesday is before Wednesday, obviously, so it doesn't make sense to have this.
This will go up early, okay? This will go up early. Yeah, Sunday. So Sunday sounds nice. Sunday sounds like a nice day to put it up. Cool, all right, the day before, get people hyped. Well, no, 2 days before. Okay, whatever. Back to the fucking topic. There is probably a state of play incoming, and PlayStation fans have started connecting the dots. I already read that. It's understandable thinking too, because Sony probably isn't going to want to show too much of the game's campaign prior to launch, as I just said. As such, a beta that tests its multiplayer offerings is the perfect way to give fans some hands-on time without giving away any story details. And with that, and with the game confirmed to be in attendance at Madrid Games Week, which we will talk about early next month, we're surely going to see some sort of footage sooner rather than later. Online betas are a big deal at the moment, so the announcement of one, along with the confirmation of its Valentine's Day launch, would make for a great week in the land of PlayStation. So, do we want a beta? Have we ever had a beta for a Naughty Dog multiplayer? I feel like we have. I feel like...
Wait, so
Uncharted
for The Last of Us, I'm not sure. I know that there was early demo or multiplayer access. I never obtained that access, but I know Uncharted 4 had a multiplayer beta, had a stress test, and the one before the stress test, which is like an early beta or alpha.
Right.
And Uncharted 3 had one, and so did Uncharted 2.
Okay, so it's not that Naughty Dog is like no stranger to doing betas. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not. I played so much of Uncharted 4's beta, dude.
I feel like I played one of the Uncharted 4 early ones, now that I come to think of it.
Yeah, you had to pre-order the Nathan Drake collection, and then the stress test was anybody could play it. Anyway, but yeah.
Usually they do those stress test opens because like they want to get like as many people on servers as possible to see if it can handle it. But yeah, I feel you.
Now in terms of, do I want the beta? So I want 110% a beta for me for the public to play. I don't want a controlled behind the doors, just like LAN party barbecue. I like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to play this game, right? So that's why I'm hoping that it's not multiplayer focused. I'm hoping it's campaign focused, but it narrows it down to like no more than 30 minutes of gameplay, which with limited story details. Because in terms, now somebody made a good point that the amounts of attendees that are slated to go for this media event is probably under 5,000, I would say. Right? I don't think it's any more than
I thought it was
5,000.
gonna be
I think
way
that's
less than 5,000.
yeah, like maybe I was saying maybe 1,000, but
I wouldn't even
I
say 1,000. I think it.
really
I
you
mean,
think less than that? Okay.
well, I mean, I don't. I
So
mean, I
let's
really
say
don't
it's
know.
less
I
than
guess.
let's say it's less than 500 people. So in that case, um, is multiplayer like they would have to just do like a LAN, like right, like a LAN party, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Local
yeah.
area network. Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's no way they would be able to extend beyond that because no one else would have access. So I don't think it's a good testament to see one how the multiplayer really plays out. But I guess it's more so for gameplay purposes. Which in that case, then why just show? Then they should just show us campaign because not everyone's interested in multiplayer, right? More people are, or not more people, but a lot of people are into the story rather than the multiplayer. And I mean, the multiplayer and story they play, the gameplay feels the same, but I mean, some people there's different features and different guns, I guess that you obtain throughout the campaign. So
Right.
in that instance, I don't want multiplayer because if they do multiplayer, then maybe we don't do it for later. I mean, I know they would because they need to stress the server to ensure that it works as efficiently as possible. But I don't want an early one just yet. I kind of want to see the story, then do multiplayer.
I mean, I have the notion that like I know the story that they're telling is gonna be incredible, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like for me, I'm pretty much good with seeing story stuff until the game comes out. You know what I'm saying? I would almost barter on the side of I hope we don't see, but if we, I mean, I want to see it, but if it wasn't shown, I wouldn't be upset about it, if that makes sense. I'm more definitely interested to see the multiplayer just for the fact that they mentioned here in the article that, you know, showing multiplayer will be a good way of showing us gameplay without showing us gameplay of the story. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right.
Even though,
Fair point.
yeah,
I
like,
understand that fair
yeah,
point. Like,
yeah.
a lot of people are like, oh, a lot of people I see on Twitter is like, oh, I don't want to see no more of The Last of Us. Just give me release date. And a lot of people are hyped for the release date, but I'm kind of I like to spoil things for myself a lot more than I like to admit. Like when Uncharted 4 came out, people were streaming it on Twitch, and I was like, oh, cool. Hey, am I supposed to be seeing this right now? And then I remember one person uploaded the whole like cinematic stuff, and I literally scrolled through it.
Oh, bro, why?
I know. Like, so I didn't see much, but you know how YouTube gives you that little option to kind of see the image from the bottom of like when you like I didn't scroll through the entire, but you know I did something similar. I was like, oh my gosh. So I like to spoil things for myself, right? And I just want to see the game. I don't really care about the release date. I just want to be able to see the game and you know, make theories about it and speculate and hype it up as much as possible. And then when the release date comes, because everyone's really hyped about a release date, and I don't know why, but I'm never really hyped about it because it's always it changes sometimes, right? Like Uncharted 4 had 2 delays, I believe, maybe 3, right? So, I mean, yeah.
I mean,
I know it's a weird opinion, but yeah.
No, I mean, because I have definitely heard that before. Like, a very, very niche example of one is Colin Moriarty. His brother Dagan loves to spoil himself. Like he went into Force Awakens knowing that certain main character dies. Honestly, I'm even afraid to say it just in case anyone hasn't seen Force Awakens or is waiting on it. So I'm not gonna say it.
I forget which one that is. That's not the last. That's Force Awakens, the first, the
episode,
2014 one, right? Or 2015?
2015, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The first of the trilogy.
In that.
that specific main character that was in Star Wars for a long time. Okay, cool. All right. So.
Oh yeah.
So like, you know, he spoiled that for himself. So like, I have heard those notions of, you know, just hey, you just don't really care about spoilers that much. And I've heard the flip. Oh wait, from BG as well. BG, Broken Games HDR on Twitter now, but Broken Games HD. He says that knowing stuff about the game or knowing stuff about a movie like excites him more to want to go and play that or watch that.
Right. Yes.
Yeah,
that's an opinion amongst many of the opinions I don't like from him. That's one that I do agree with. Actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought that you two would kind of find common ground and that you
Honestly,
like
dude,
spoiling
him and
things
I have
would-
gone back and forth many times
Well,
on Twitter because like he just says I feel like a lot he does one of these things where he kind of posts for reactions, and it's so fun. Like I have to scroll through his stuff sometimes. You're like, okay, I need to stop talking to this because like especially with Red Dead, like oh I proved you guys wrong. You didn't prove anyone wrong. You just found that the gameplay was stiff. When I played Red Dead, I thought it was stiff, but it didn't prevent me from enjoying the game. You know, so he says a lot of things that just validates his opinion as if it's a fact, which I don't appreciate content creators doing.
right,
Like
right. Well, I mean to not.
but I
make
agree
this,
with his opinion
Yeah,
on
like
games and movies going in. Yeah.
like to not making the BG, not making the BG podcast. I mean, like I meant that like y'all, find common ground and spoiling yourselves to a
Right.
degree.
No.
You know
I
what I'm
agree.
saying?
Yeah. I agree with you.
But BG the homie, shout out BG. But I am more inclined to believe that we may only get a story trailer, and I feel like here's what I think here's how I think this is gonna go down, right? Or should we
I know
just
what you're gonna say.
you know what? Let's move on. Actually, let's move on to the appearance.
Madrid?
Yeah, and then we'll tie it all in a nice little bow, and then we'll call it
Ooh,
a
okay.
show.
I like
right?
bows. Bow ties are cool if you get the Doctor Who reference.
I don't.
Anyways.
I've never watched
You
Doctor Who.
don't? Okay.
Never watched Doctor
You
Who.
never watched a single Doctor Who video
Mm-mm.
or a movie episode? Oh, okay.
Nope. Not at all.
My aunt's into it, so
Fire. Do you wanna? I can read this if you want, or if you.
The Last of Us 2 will make an appearance at Madrid Games Week 2019. This is the first time I've ever heard of Madrid Games.
Same. I'm like, yo, okay. I know.
Like, what the hell is this?
I know Paris Games Week. I know Tokyo Game Show. I have never heard of
There's the
Madrid
German
Games
one.
in my
Gamescom,
fucking life.
right? No, that's not
The German one is Gamescom. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the article says, and this is courtesy of PushSquare.com. So, thanks to them.
Link in
The
description.
world is that we're due. Sorry. Oh my god, I said world. The word is that we're due a big blowout on The Last of Us Part 2, eminently, and that may be further evidenced by the hotly anticipated sequel's appearance at Madrid Games Week of 2019 next month. The show, which is set to run in the Spanish capital from the 3rd of October through the 6th of October, will boast a beefy PlayStation booth where Naughty Dog's latest will be on display. Oh, okay. I never knew that. While the sophomore survival horror is
horror.
unlikely. Pardon?
Yeah. I was just saying sophomore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, while the sophomore survival horror is unlikely to be playable, it's mentioned in the same paragraph as Death Stranding, which is getting a theater demo at the show. Why? Anyways, our guess is that whatever media comes out of Sony's upcoming showcase for Ellie's return will be reprised at the repurposed, at the Espana-based event. My bad. How do you pronounce that, Kevin? I reckon you'd.
España. The N with a little squiggly is like a nya, so like España.
España. Okay, that's cool. Other titles playable at the PlayStation booth will include Medieval, Neo 2, Predator Hunting Grounds, Marvel's Iron Man VR, and Final Fantasy 7. I think that is remake.
Yep,
it sounds like a pardon.
Yeah,
it is.
7.
Okay, it sounds like a strong lineup, but it's that reference to The Last of Us Part 2 that set our hearts aflutter. Oh my God, these are big words. We simply can't wait for the release to reemerge in a few days. I'm confused as to why Death Stranding is getting like a big thing, but okay.
Maybe I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what, because I felt like when Kojima was like, all right, listen, y'all, for y'all that don't understand, for y'all that don't want to hear me out, listen to me, I'm going to release an hour of gameplay for y'all to shut the hell up, all right? Like, here is gameplay.
It did not please me at all.
Have fun. Yeah, I mean, I just found it, I'm still at the same level with Death Stranding. Like, it's interesting. I know I decided, I've been public, I will be playing this game when it comes out, and that is all I have to say. You know, yeah. I'm not particularly excited. I'm not particularly hyped. I'm just interested to see what this game is, because I think from what they've said story wise, it's pretty cool. Like it sounds neat having the United States of America, like what you pointed out during the stream.
United Cities, yeah.
Yeah, like there's some cool story stuff that I'm sure will be interesting, but maybe they'll show like the English version of this, or I guess a Spanish version, I guess Spanish version, or something like that. But but I do like the notion of them being like, hey, I mean, they said that Death Stranding and Last of Us in the same breath, and they're both and the Death Stranding stuff is being shown at a theater demo. Is a theater demo of the show. So I'm assuming a theater demo is just where people get to see it. You know, kind of like what we would call at E3 like a behind closed doors presentation. You know, which I guess is what a theater demo is in Madrid Games Week terms. But
so I kind of wanted to make the comparison to Madrid Games Week to Paris Games Week. From my understanding, Paris Games Week is in the same month as October, and Madrid Games Week is Paris. Yeah, is the Spanish-based October games event. So people, I think the reason as to why people are suggesting that The Last of Us is going to get a demo here is because of the fact that Uncharted 4 had a multiplayer demo during the Paris Games Week back, or was it Gamescom? No, I think it was Gamescom actually, but so never mind. But Gamescom, which I don't know when Gamescom is, but I want to say
it's like late July, early. No, it's like August.
It passed. Okay.
Yeah, it just
did
passed,
that did like because okay, so that one but is that always a consistent like a yearly it's always like it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's always around like
I wasn't aware.
August
Okay.
time.
Because I was gonna say, well, maybe in terms of that you can make the comparison to The Last of Us and have a multiplayer demo for during the Madrid Games Week.
Right. I mean, do you think we see anything new from this, or do you think we see what was shown at the Last of Us media event that was not made public but will be made public at Madrid Games Week? Or do you think
that would be interesting? But in my head, it's like, why? Like, I'm just so confused by all this spec. It's starting to get me a little confused now, because it's like, okay, next Tuesday we have the media event, and then we have State of Play, which is for 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right. I don't know when the media event takes place, like what time it takes place. That's also important information, which I don't know of. But then after that, we have Outbreak Day, like 2 days later, right? And then we have Madrid. Like there's so much things. Like I'm so confused. It's like what are we fans going to be able to see? Like, so it has me thinking perhaps whatever their show at the media event is going to be definitely something that we fans get to see several days later, perhaps during Outbreak Day. I think that's only fair, because Outbreak Day is for the fans. Why would they have a separate media event just for the media if the fans have been waiting probably longer than the not longer than the media, but you get my understanding. Like, there's a huge majority of people outside of the whole press that are interested and very excited for The Last of Us Part 2. So, and as we know, Outbreak Day is for the fans. So I think we're going to get some version of what they show at the media event for The Last of Us Part 2 on Outbreak Day. But it gives the media and press time to prepare videos, perhaps, maybe thumbnails, whatever have you, in order to make up for the high traffic that might happen during Outbreak Day.
I don't buy that. And
really?
No. Here's why.
Okay.
We as far as I'm aware, we've never gotten a trailer released during Outbreak Day, right? And we have just gotten like cool themes and like posters you can buy, different art like that. So because we have these, because we know confirmation wise that there will be stuff shown at the media event, we have the potentiality of them showing something as State of Play that is also connected to Last of Us 2, or they have the fucking balls to not. Like, I could see them being like, nah, like not yet for the for the State of Play that's happening at the same time. But I feel like because the State of Play and the Last of Us 2 media event happening at the same time, I feel like they can make a cool double whammy in terms of the public and what news outlets are seeing below.
Right.
And
right.
Maybe,
so
yeah, and like
that's why I think, pardon me, not to cut you off, but that's why I think it's crucial to know when the media event actually like what time it takes place, because
Right.
it's confusing to me for them to have, like I mentioned, a media event which we know, like, we don't know what time it is for, only the press does, those who are invited to the event, as well as the new State of Play episode following Outbreak Day, following Madrid Games Week, following Paris Games Week several months or several weeks later, or probably a week or two later. So to me, it's like, what are we gonna actually see and what are we not gonna see? Because, like, I understand that the media event is supposed to be closed doors kind of informative stuff, but in my head I'm like, well, what is there gonna be shown there that the public aren't gonna be able to see? So, which is why it ties back to possibly gameplay, like demos. But then in my head I'm like, well, why can't we see the game? Like, so it's confusing to me why they would do something like that, especially since the fans have been eagerly awaiting some more information regarding part two.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's
very
quite
just
interesting. Because, I mean, my knee jerk to the Madrid Games Week stuff is that, all right, whatever we don't see behind closed doors, right, which I think would be like a story thing,
right.
will be shown that will be made public during Madrid Games Week 2019.
Okay.
You know, like, but I just don't like. I now that okay now if we didn't know about this Madrid Games Week stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be more inclined to put more emphasis on Outbreak Day, but I just feel
Right.
like Outbreak Day is just going to be a run of the mill, just regular. Here's what it is,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
or maybe not, or maybe they go wild balls out. So here's what I think the timeline of it. This is my prediction, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna take you through the media event,
Country roads. Okay.
through the media event, State of Play, Outbreak Day, and then Madrid Games Week. Wow, that's a lot happening in a short period of time. All right, let's start with the media event. There will be 3 hours of gameplay that the people will have to go and play and experience. I believe the absolute bulk of that will be multiplayer, and that will be the main output of that media event, right? But to begin the press conference, maybe they have, or the event, excuse me, maybe either the people at the media event will be able to play the story section, or it will just simply be shown. And I believe, excuse me, and I believe what will be shown will be a similar ilk to what we saw at the GameStop employees managers event,
Ah,
right?
I forgot about that.
Because there is still that play, like there is still that footage that we have not seen yet, right?
Mhm.
Or, oh my god, no, I have a better idea. So
Mhm.
they see some brand new stuff at the media event that is story based. Maybe it'll be like a 5-minute thing, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15, but I don't see anything no longer than that. I think they
Okay.
really want to keep the story up to their chest until the game comes out, right?
Right.
So for the media event, just quickly, just once more, they're gonna show 5 to 15 minutes of story stuff that is either playable or not playable, but they will definitely play the bulk of the 3 hours in multiplayer, that they will unveil new mechanics and new features about factions. Okay, we will see the GameStop managers trailer
An Outbreak Day.
on the State of Play.
Oh.
That's where that's
Okay.
coming in,
Okay.
right?
That's interesting.
If you want to bet Outbreak Day, then let's just do
That's
it. Screw it.
okay.
Let's go. Let's go,
I want to
baby.
say State of Play then. I don't know if that is going to be enough substance to make up for on State of Play, because from my understanding, the footage that they showed, I want to say it was significantly less than 2 minutes. Like, I think it was under 2 minutes, which to me,
I heard
think it
around
was-
4. I think.
Really? 4 minutes? Okay, never mind.
Could
I
be
thought it
wrong.
was short. I thought it was like really, really short, like a clip kind of thing. Okay,
Oh
if it's
no.
4 minutes, I can do it 4 minutes. All right,
Yeah.
I like the sound of that.
I
Okay.
heard it was about the same length as the Paris Games Week trailer, of that length, where like it was, like about a 4 or 5 minute thing,
Right.
But
Okay.
I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. But and
Alright.
considering the state of play is 20 minutes, how do you go 20 minutes and not mention Last of Us? There's no
I
fucking
know.
way. There's no
There's
fucking
no
way.
way.
Because
No.
that I'm actually gonna make a video about that today. Actually, I'm talking about state
Alright.
of play and like, all right, here's what we're likely gonna see. Okay, because it's pretty, unless there's some crazy Kevin. In the morning when I make this show, I just be saying
Dude, me too.
the
Me
most
too.
outlandish shit. I'd be like, Kevin, what was that word? Anyway, so I think
Me
we'll
too.
see the GameStop manager stuff at State of Play.
Okay.
Outbreak Day. Honestly, Outbreak Day is the biggest wild card here. Truly.
Yeah, because with Outbreak Day, it's a lot more themed based, and hey, here's a bunch of stuff that you can buy and collect and get. But I think there's going to be some form of exclusiveness to it that is going to entice people to, perhaps for Outbreak Day they might do maybe a demo, maybe an actual playable demo. Like, hey, if you maybe pre-order it, or hey, or whatever they do, you can download this 5-minute demo and see how the game plays. Because I know they did something like for Outbreak Day last year. They gave out a bunch of free avatars, free
Yeah.
a free PlayStation theme, as well as a bunch of T-shirts, which you obviously had to pay for, but nonetheless, and posters, of course. But nonetheless, it's like it was very based on the PlayStation Store. Like a lot of the content was avatar and theme based. So yeah, I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I'm curious as to what we're for Outbreak Day.
I mean,
I'm so excited, dude.
number one, don't tease me. Don't tease me with
Okay.
with them dropping a demo on Outbreak Day because
Did you think it was?
oh my fucking god!
Did you
Oh
think
my
that's more
fucking
possible?
god! What day is Outbreak Day of the week? What day is it? The 27th, right?
Thursday? No. It's 26. So
26, so-
Thursday. It's a week from today, buddy.
Thursday. If they
Yeah.
drop a goddamn playable demo on Outbreak Day,
Oh,
I would literally lose my shit. I'm not going to class. I don't give a fuck. Nobody can tell me nothing. Like, I will literally lose my god. I will literally lose my mind. That's not even an exaggeration. Stars. I will literally drink a bottle of whiskey in front of Street Okinawa. But all right. So, what do I think of Outbreak Day? Outbreak Day could either be, listen, it's gonna be one of two things. It's either gonna be super hype or run of the mill. And I'm leaning a little.
it's gonna be hype.
I mean,
Come on,
Outbreak-
it is gonna be
let
hype,
me-
Kevin. Watch.
Let me be frank here. Every Outbreak Day is hype. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Let me not disrespect Outbreak Day like that. But I think it's just gonna. I mean, by run of the mill, I mean just like, hey, you get some digital goodies. Here's some shirts that you can buy. Blah blah blah. You know, as it, celebrate. Of course, have virus infection, mushrooms, you know. But I guess it has the potential to be something crazy. But I'm leaning more towards it just being just a run of the mill Outbreak Day, considering all the different outlets that they have, or maybe they move.
Fair enough.
Or maybe they move.
I get that perspective. Fair enough.
Because my thing is like, all right, if they have anything Last of Us to show, right? And they save it for Outbreak Day, right? PlayStation as a brand, right? And I know that it's necessarily like Last of Us has nothing to do business-wise with PlayStation, even though it does. Let me explain, right? I mean, like, the notion of showing Last of Us trailers is to bolster the game, not to bolster PlayStation itself as a platform. Does that kind of make, like, do you follow me? I know people can poke holes in that.
Come again.
Okay.
Sorry.
The main notion of Last of Us Part 2, when they show it, like trailer, whatever, is to bolster the game, right? Not necessarily to bolster PlayStation as a platform. Can we be
Transparent. I agree with that. Opinion.
Okay, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like Sony and PlayStation would tell Naughty Dog, like, yo, if you with the shits, you should put the trailer with State of Play, because I just don't see PlayStation letting that happen, where like they are trying to bolster and make State of Play a thing. This is the third State of Play. They are trying to make it a thing, and like they're trying to make it the feature. You know what I'm saying? So like, imagine if like on a Nintendo Direct they had a separate they allowed Pokemon Company to release a trailer 2 days after a direct that was a Pokemon trailer by themselves. That makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that would be kind of like, not beneficial in terms of PlayStation necessarily, even though it is a PlayStation game. But,
I see what you're saying. Yeah, because even if you look at the little teaser that we got for PlayStation, the State of Play announcement, it's suggesting that it's going to be a big event because
not even suggesting. It says it's 20 minutes long. It's a meaty event. Yeah, it's 20 minutes.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
The longest State of Play, I believe. I believe this longest one.
The other one was 18 minutes, I think. We're about 18. So it depends.
The other one was like 10 minutes. Yeah. So
they're not too long. The other ones, you're right. Yeah.
I don't know. So like that's just my thought. Like I just don't see them having a State of Play, and then 2 days after putting out Last of Us Chiller and have now. To be fair, to play devil's advocate, they did essentially do that with Death Stranding, where Death Stranding had a big major blowout a few days before before its own State of Play. So perhaps I could be eating my words here because it's happened before, Now Kojima isn't a first-party studio though, is what's the big difference here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like Sony owns Naughty Dog. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't.
That's true.
No. And then the last one I guess we'll have is the Madrid Games Week. I feel like Madrid Games Week, that's where we will see that extra story stuff that was shown at the media event that will be released to the public at that point.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of how I see this going down. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
I don't know. We'll see.
Packed episode today.
It is a packed episode.
That was fun.
So this, I know we decided this mid recording, but this will be going up on a Sunday. Happy Sunday to y'all. Right. And usually this show goes up on Wednesdays, but I feel like
I don't think it's a good idea to have that upload on Wednesday after.
No, I'm not. Yeah. This episode is definitely going up Sunday, but I'm thinking of, all right, so Thursday when we record is Outbreak Day. We're going to have to discuss offline and talk about what we're doing next. Because, like, next week is a big week. I know, nonetheless, I am streaming the State of Play on the channel.
Okay. So, well, if you... Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to join you.
If there's a Last of Us stuff, we're fucked.
Well, I'll join you. I'll just have my mic muted and stuff just because, like, 4 is, like, an awful time.
Yeah,
I'll join the call and stuff with you.
We'll figure it out, no worries. But what do you all think? What do you guys think we will see in these events? What are you guys thinking? Do you want a? Did we even talk in depthly about the multiplayer beta? Like, do we want it? Yeah, we did.
We tackled a little bit of it. Yeah.
Do you want the multiplayer beta? Are you hyped about it? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. Starks, where can the people find you?
Well, if you're still watching, appreciate it. Happy Sunday, or Monday, depending on where you live, and when this goes uploaded. You can find me on the good old youtube.com/ or just type in the Starks, as well as Twitter, where I post some stuff here and there. And yeah, how about you, sir?
You can find me at the KDS123 on Twitter. Follow me on there for my hot takes and stuff like that. And probably on twitch.tv/TKD123. Going to be streaming there, possibly with you, Starks, tonight.
Yeah.
Some Call of Duties. Call of Duties. I know we had some discussions on playing Red Dead Online. I even downloaded Red Dead Redemption 2 again.
Oh yeah.
I had that queued up. I just miss looking at that game. The game is pretty as hell. I miss looking at that game because on PS4 Pro it runs magnifique.
Yeah, I imagine.
And so catch us sometime this week. If there's anything Last of Us, keep it locked here on PlayStation Source, where we will of course be going over all of the good stuff about it. I know next week's a big week, and expect. I say just keep it locked on Twitter. We will definitely update you on what is going live at when.
Absolutely.
At one point. We will definitely do that. on Twitter. So there we go. And thank you all for watching. And as always,
Greatness awaits.